the mysterious King Charles painting, and the events surrounding it. On the 14th of May 2024, the art world and the public were abuzz as a highly anticipated painting of King Charles was revealed to the public. This painting, unlike any other royal portrait, sparked immediate intrigue and debate, not only for its striking use of colour, but also for the curious events that seemed to surround its unveiling. The portrait, predominantly red, depicted King Charles in a hauntingly regal yet almost ominous light. The artistic choice itself raised eyebrows, but what truly captured the public's imagination was an eerie event that had taken place just weeks prior, a bloody white horse seen galloping through the streets of London. The sighting of this horse, drenched in red and running wildly, coincided too closely with the painting's unveiling for many to ignore. Was this an elaborate coincidence, a symbolic gesture, or something more mysterious? Royal portraits traditionally serve to reflect stability, majesty, and the continuity of the monarchy. They often present the sovereign in a dignified, almost serene light, designed to convey authority and respectability. However, the red portrait of King Charles immediately stood out for its stark departure from this tradition. The image was not merely one of royal splendor, but carried an unsettling edge. The heavy use of red evoked connotations of blood, power, and passion, and it dominated the canvas in such a way that it overshadowed the usual trappings of royalty. The portrait was painted by Jonathan Yeo, and he said that his signature style is to place greater emphasis on capturing the sitter's character and essence. Despite the artist's explanation, many could not help but feel that the portrait conveyed a more ominous tone. On April 24th, Londoners witnessed a strange and unsettling sight, a white horse, streaked with what appeared to be blood, running wildly through the city streets. Witnesses described the horse as appearing distressed, its white coat stained with red, as if it had either been injured or splattered with blood. For many, the timing of the bloody white horse's appearance was too strange to be a mere coincidence. In folklore and mythology, white horses often symbolize purity, freedom, and nobility, but when combined with the image of blood, the symbolism becomes far darker. To some, the horse was a harbinger of chaos or impending tragedy. When the red painting of King Charles was revealed weeks later, the connection seemed undeniable to those inclined to look for deeper meaning. The combination of the horse's sudden appearance and the unsettling, blood-like hues of the painting led many to wonder if the two were linked by more than just coincidence. Theories surrounding the painting and the horse quickly spread across social media and forums. Some believed that the painting was meant to foreshadow political unrest, or even the downfall of the monarchy itself, with the blood symbolizing either conflict or sacrifice. The timing of the horse's appearance led some to draw parallels between King Charles and other historical rulers whose reigns were marked by turbulence. The idea of a bloody white horse racing through the streets of London, only to be followed by a royal portrait drenched in red, seemed to some like a deliberate message, whether from the artist, from nature, or from something more supernatural. Deep-sea divers find Atlantis metal inside an old shipwreck. An expedition of naval archaeologists has discovered a total of 200 ingots scattered across the sandy seafloor in close proximity to a shipwreck that occurred thousands of years ago off the coast of Sicily. The ingots were crafted from orichalcum, an uncommon cast metal attributed to the mythological city of Atlantis, according to the early Greek philosopher Plato. News outlets reported the discovery of 39 ingots, which are metal pieces assembled into rectangular blocks in close proximity to a shipwreck. Researchers have reported the discovery of another identical metal stash. An additional 47 ingots were discovered, bringing the total number of metal pieces discovered hence far to 89. The wreck was found in 1988, present approximately 300 meters offshore Gela in Sicily. During the period of the shipwreck, Gela was a prosperous city with numerous industries engaged in the production of exquisite furniture. Scientists hypothesize that the fragments of orichalcum were intended for those laboratories at the time of the ship's sinking. According to Sebastiano Tusa, the district administrator of the Sea Office in Sicily, the valuable ingots are likely to have been transported to Sicily from either Greece or Asia Minor. According to Tusa, the unearthing of orichalcum ingots, which were previously regarded as a mysterious metal, holds great importance since no comparable artifacts have ever been discovered. Plato documented that the Temple of Poseidon and Cleito in Atlantis had 3 external walls, each covered with bronze, tin, and the third wall, which completely encircled the citadel, was illuminated by the red light of orichalcum. The temple's inner walls, pillars, and flooring were exclusively adorned with orichalcum, while the roof was adorned with gold, silver, and orichalcum mosaics. Situated at the heart of the temple was a pillar made of orichalcum, which bore the laws of Poseidon and the records of the first sun princes of Poseidon. Throughout decades, specialists have engaged in intense discussions over the composition and source of the metal. Lou Elizondo claims he personally held materials recovered from the infamous Roswell incident. In the world of UFO and extraterrestrial research, few figures have captured as much attention in recent years as Lou Elizondo, a former Pentagon intelligence officer who has become a leading voice in advocating for greater transparency around unidentified aerial phenomena. However, one of his most sensational revelations that was made a few days ago is his assertion that he personally held materials recovered from the infamous Roswell incident, an event long regarded as one of the most important and mysterious in UFO lore. This statement, made by Elizondo in various interviews, has added a new dimension to the ongoing debate about the Roswell crash, in which many believe a UFO crashed in the New Mexico desert, with the US military recovering alien technology. Elizondo's claim that he physically handled material from this crash has reignited interest in the case, and has lent new credibility to the long-standing theory that the US government has been concealing evidence of extraterrestrial contact for decades. Over the years, numerous witnesses have come forward, claiming that they saw alien bodies and advanced technology being transported from the crash site. The incident has become the cornerstone of modern UFO conspiracy theories, with many believing that the US government has been hiding the truth about Roswell and extraterrestrial contact for more than 70 years. Lou Elizondo, who served as the director of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program from 2008 until his resignation in 2017, is a respected figure within military intelligence. Elizondo's work brought him into contact with classified information about UFOs, and since leaving the Pentagon, he has been vocal about the need for greater transparency on the subject. His decision to speak publicly about the US government's UFO investigations has made him a central figure in the ongoing push to declassify information about UFOs and the potential for extraterrestrial contact. Among the many revelations Lou Elizondo has made, his claim about the Roswell incident is perhaps the most explosive. In an interview, Elizondo has stated that during his time working within the Pentagon, he was given access to materials recovered from the Roswell crash site. According to Elizondo, these materials were of non-terrestrial origin, meaning they were not created by any known human technology. Even more significantly, Elizondo claims that he physically handled these materials, providing him with first-hand knowledge of their unusual properties. Over the last few years, the recent onslaught of severe weather that has swept across various states has not only unleashed significant quantities of rain, but also potentially triggered a surge in the proliferation of oversized pests referred to as floodwater mosquitoes. These formidable storms, characterized by their ferocity and destructiveness, have not only left a mark through their precipitation, but also possibly contributed to the rapid reproduction and spread of these particular mosquito species. Frequent in Oklahoma, floodwater mosquitoes, also known as gallinippers, have the remarkable ability to reach sizes up to 6 times greater than regular mosquitoes. Justin Talley, a livestock entomologist at Oklahoma State University Cooperative Extension, highlighted that although the disease risk associated with this specific type of mosquito is minimal, it poses a significant nuisance. In the realm of entomology, floodwater mosquitoes are often linked to causing extremely painful bites when they come into contact with humans. The size of these mosquitoes is noteworthy, making them more noticeable to individuals, particularly when the temperatures rise, as pointed out by Talley. The primary concern does not revolve around the transmission of diseases by these mosquitoes. Rather, it is the abundance of breeding grounds that facilitate their proliferation, with stagnant water serving as the ideal habitat for their reproduction. This intricate relationship between floodwater mosquitoes and their breeding sites underscores the importance of monitoring and managing standing water. Oklahoma experiences significant populations of floodwater mosquitoes during the months of May and June, particularly following periods of intense rainfall. To effectively minimize the presence of mosquitoes in the vicinity, it is crucial to eliminate any accumulated standing water around the premises. This preventive measure is fundamental in thwarting the breeding and proliferation of mosquitoes. When it comes to preventing water accumulation, it is crucial to inspect various locations where water could gather, including bird baths, garden containers, and even tree crevices. It is essential to ensure proper drainage of any standing water in these areas to reduce the risk of mosquito breeding grounds. In case stagnant water is unable to flow away from the premises, there are certain solutions accessible for addressing the issue. These solutions come in the form of products known as insect growth regulators, which can typically be administered in granular form using a conventional lawn fertilizer spreader. In essence, these regulators are designed to inhibit the growth and reproduction of insects, thereby helping to control population levels effectively. Standing water poses a significant risk as it can act as a prime location for mosquito breeding, as stated by Talley. Floodwater mosquitoes typically thrive in stagnant or minimally flowing water bodies found in wooded areas or alongside roads. The absence of movement in water bodies such as roadside ditches facilitates the ideal conditions for these mosquitoes to breed. Talley emphasized that in cases where water is stagnant, the risk of mosquito development is significantly higher compared to situations where there is a continuous flow of water, as moving water impedes the mating process for mosquitoes effectively. To minimize the risk of being bitten by a floodwater mosquito, there are several precautionary measures that can be taken. These steps are essential to reduce the likelihood of experiencing an unpleasant mosquito bite. In general, pests tend to exhibit increased activity during the evening hours and in areas with ample shade. Their propensity to bite extends not only to humans, but also to livestock and household pets. Engaging in outdoor pursuits calls for a prudent approach towards attire. It is advisable to opt for long-sleeved tops and full-length pants, particularly when indulging in outdoor activities. While it is true that floodwater mosquitoes possess the ability to penetrate clothing with their larger size, donning appropriate attire can serve as an initial protective barrier against their bite. Many people questioned whether these mosquitoes were genetically modified. Genetically modified organisms have been a subject of intense debate and scrutiny due to their potential impacts on the environment and human health. One area of concern is the unintended consequences of genetic modifications, which can lead to unforeseen changes in organisms' behavior and characteristics. In recent years, scientists have explored the possibility of using GMOs to control mosquito populations, particularly those that transmit deadly diseases such as malaria and dengue fever. However, there are concerns that GMOs designed to target mosquitoes could inadvertently result in unintended outcomes, such as larger mosquito populations. Mosquitoes are notorious vectors of disease, responsible for transmitting pathogens that cause illnesses such as malaria, dengue fever, Zika virus, and West Nile virus. Traditional methods of mosquito control, such as insecticides and mosquito nets, have had limited success in reducing mosquito populations and controlling disease transmission. As a result, scientists have turned to genetic engineering as a potential solution to combat mosquito-borne diseases. One approach involves creating genetically modified mosquitoes that carry a lethal gene or a gene that prevents them from transmitting pathogens to humans. These genetically modified mosquitoes are released into the wild, where they mate with wild mosquitoes and pass on the modified genes to their offspring. Over time, the population of disease-carrying mosquitoes declines, reducing the risk of disease transmission to humans. While this approach holds promise for controlling mosquito-borne diseases, there are concerns about the unintended consequences of releasing genetically modified mosquitoes into the environment. One potential unintended consequence is the possibility of mosquitoes growing bigger as a result of genetic modifications. Genetic modifications intended to control mosquito populations could inadvertently affect their growth and development. For example, changes to genes involved in regulating growth hormone levels or metabolism could result in mosquitoes with altered body sizes. Larger mosquitoes may have longer lifespans, higher reproductive rates, and increased resistance to environmental stressors, potentially leading to larger mosquito populations in the long term. Additionally, genetic modifications aimed at enhancing the efficacy of mosquito control methods could inadvertently promote the survival and proliferation of larger mosquitoes. For example, mosquitoes that are genetically engineered to be resistant to insecticides may survive and reproduce more successfully than smaller, non-resistant mosquitoes, leading to the evolution of larger, pesticide-resistant mosquito populations. Furthermore, the release of genetically modified mosquitoes into the environment could disrupt ecosystems and food chains, leading to unforeseen ecological consequences. Larger mosquitoes may have different feeding behaviors and preferences, potentially altering their interactions with other organisms and affecting the dynamics of ecosystems. It is essential to thoroughly evaluate the potential risks and benefits of using GMOs to control mosquito populations before implementing large-scale release programs. Comprehensive risk assessments should consider the ecological, environmental, and public health implications of releasing genetically modified mosquitoes into the wild. At the heart of the ethical debate surrounding genetically modified animals are concerns about animal welfare, environmental impact, human health, and moral considerations. Critics argue that genetic modification raises significant ethical issues, including the potential for animal suffering, the disruption of natural ecosystems, and the unknown long-term consequences of altering genetic traits. One primary concern is the welfare of genetically modified animals and the potential for suffering and harm. Critics argue that genetic modification may cause unnecessary pain and distress to animals involved in experimentation or breeding programs. For example, genetically modified animals may experience unintended health consequences or developmental abnormalities as a result of genetic alterations, leading to reduced quality of life or increased susceptibility to disease. Furthermore, there are concerns about the environmental impact of genetically modified animals, particularly regarding their potential to disrupt natural ecosystems. Critics argue that the release of genetically modified animals into the wild could lead to unintended consequences, such as the spread of modified genes to wild populations or the disruption of ecological balance. For example, genetically modified fish engineered for faster growth or increased resistance to disease could escape from aquaculture facilities and interbreed with wild populations, potentially altering the genetic diversity and behavior of native species. Another ethical consideration is the potential risks to human health associated with consuming products derived from genetically modified animals. Critics raise concerns about the safety of genetically modified animal products, including meat, milk, and eggs, arguing that insufficient research has been conducted to assess the long-term health effects of consuming genetically modified organisms. Additionally, there are concerns about allergenicity, antibiotic resistance, and other potential health risks associated with genetically modified animal products. From a moral perspective, some critics argue that genetic modification represents a form of exploitation or commodification of animals, treating them as mere means to an end rather than respecting their intrinsic value and welfare. They raise questions about the ethical implications of manipulating the genetic makeup of animals for human purposes, such as enhancing productivity or altering physical characteristics for aesthetic or commercial reasons. However, proponents of genetic modification argue that it offers numerous potential benefits, including improved agricultural productivity, disease resistance, and medical advancements. They contend that genetically modified animals have the potential to address pressing challenges such as food insecurity, environmental degradation, and human health issues. For example, genetically modified animals engineered for enhanced disease resistance could reduce the need for antibiotics in livestock production, mitigating the spread of antibiotic-resistant bacteria and improving food safety. Likewise, genetically modified animals designed to produce valuable pharmaceutical proteins or organs for transplantation could revolutionize medical treatments and save lives. Proponents also emphasize the rigorous safety testing and regulatory oversight that governs the development and commercialization of genetically modified animals, ensuring that they meet strict safety standards and ethical guidelines. They argue that genetic modification has the potential to promote sustainability, animal welfare, and human health when used responsibly and ethically. The esteemed expert in forensics, Dr. John McDowell, has actively participated in the investigation concerning the purportedly non-human mummies discovered in Peru. Dr. McDowell said that in the initial phases of their research endeavor, they were granted access to all the resources that had been requested, and this was done without any concealment or secrecy. This transparent and open approach marked the genesis of their investigative journey. Dr. John McDowell boasts an illustrious military career, having served as a former colonel in the US Army and being the recipient of numerous accolades from the US Department of Defense. Furthermore, he holds the esteemed title of Professor Emeritus at the University of Colorado and has notably held the prestigious position of President of the American Academy of Forensic Sciences. In recognition of his significant contributions to the field of forensic sciences, Dr. McDowell was honored with the prestigious 2024 Gradwell Medallion, a distinguished award widely regarded as the highest form of peer recognition within the forensic sciences community. The most capable team from the United States is currently present in Peru, actively engaged in on-site research on the human remains. If granted the necessary permissions and resources to continue their investigation effectively, there is a promising prospect of uncovering valuable insights and revelations. This esteemed group, renowned for their expertise and dedication, is devoting meticulous attention to examining the archaeological remains in Peru. Among the group was Dr. James Caruso, Chief Medical Examiner and Coroner of the City and County of Denver, Colorado; Dr. William Rodriguez, Forensic Anthropologist, Maryland State Medical Examiner, and previously mentioned Dr. John McDowell, Retired Professor at University Colorado, Forensic Odontologist. Dr. John McDowell said that they could have not been more professional and that data was made readily available to them. Ever since the controversy surrounding the Nazca mummies emerged, a notable player in opposition to the investigation has been the Peruvian Ministry of Culture. Firm in their stance, they have consistently contended that these preserved remains are merely elaborate dolls crafted by grave robbers with the intention of illicitly profiting from their sale on the underground market. During a recent presentation, a representative from the Ministry of Culture made an unsuccessful attempt to disrupt the proceedings. It appears that there was an expectation for Moussan and his team to physically present the mummified bodies at the event, a misconception that was swiftly dispelled. However, as the presentation unfolded, crucial insights were provided by American scientists who were present, offering their long-awaited expert analysis on the matter. This ongoing saga underscores the deep-rooted skepticism and divergent perspectives surrounding the authenticity and significance of the Nazca mummies, highlighting the complex interplay of cultural preservation, scientific inquiry, and commercial interests in such contentious archaeological debates. Dr. John McDowell, a respected retired professor and forensic odontologist from the University of Colorado, stands out as a prominent figure among his peers and took the lead in representing their collective stance. Their unanimous conclusion emphasized the urgent necessity for thorough investigations into the bodies in question, firmly refuting any claims of their authenticity. This pivotal revelation paves the way for academic institutions to delve deeper into the examination of the Nazca mummy specimens. Such a critical juncture not only underscores the significance of further scrutiny, but also highlights the potential for a multitude of scholarly establishments to engage with these samples, facilitating additional comprehensive studies and analysis. It's just been announced in the last few days that 2 new Nazca humanoids have been discovered, and oddly enough, their fingerprints are said to be completely different to that of a human's. Upon viewing the images, a significant number of individuals expressed their profound admiration, highlighting the challenging nature of replicating a fingerprint, as attested by many observers. The intricate details captured in the photographs left a lasting impression, with viewers acknowledging the complexity involved, adding that it would be very difficult to fake a fingerprint. In a profound reflection on the Nazca discoveries, a user highlighted the distinct physical and biological attributes that define our individuality. This observation shed light on a novel revelation concerning these remarkable findings. Delving into the depths of these Nazca discoveries, the user emphasized the significance of recognizing the unique traits that set us apart as individuals. Amid recent revelations, it has come to light that the Peruvian government is facing a substantial lawsuit amounting to $300 million. The heart of this issue lies in the lack of assistance provided by Peruvian authorities to those delving into these significant discoveries. Instead of support, the investigators have encountered adversity in the form of insults and discreditation hurled at them by officials who have gone so far as to label them as deceivers. In a secluded area of Peru, the story takes place as indigenous inhabitants chance upon a remarkable spectacle, an unconventional item, partly concealed in the ground. Upon thorough examination, they discover what seems to be the remnants of an extraterrestrial entity, a humanoid form displaying unfamiliar physical traits like elongated extremities, a large skull, and uniquely non-human attributes. The locals, taken aback by this find, promptly inform the authorities, sparking a wave of intrigue and investigation. This discovery incites a profound fascination among the populace as scientists, researchers, and curious onlookers flock to the site to scrutinize and unravel the mysteries surrounding this enigmatic being. In the midst of escalating curiosity surrounding the alleged extraterrestrial being, a team of dedicated researchers sets out on an exhaustive and thorough investigation, delving deep into the intricate details of its physical characteristics and makeup. As they meticulously examine every aspect, a particular focus is placed on the hands of the enigmatic creature, revealing a fascinating discovery, a set of fingerprints that defy all known patterns observed in the human species. This unprecedented revelation sparks a new wave of intrigue and raises profound questions about the origins and nature of this mysterious entity. Through a meticulous examination of the extraterrestrial being's fingerprints, researchers have unveiled intricate patterns characterized by distinct ridges and whorls that elude any resemblance to established human fingerprint archetypes. The baffling uniqueness of these prints has left experts puzzled, hinting at a potential divergence in evolutionary lineage or a wholly distinct origin for the enigmatic creature. The unveiling of the distinct fingerprints on the extraterrestrial body sparks intense debates and conjecture, not only among scientists, but also in broader circles. Doubters cast shadows of uncertainty on the genuineness of the discoveries, casting doubt on both the trustworthiness of the examinations and the validity of the assertions. The emergence of these peculiar fingerprints on the alien organism has set off a maelstrom of discussions, with various factions offering contrasting viewpoints on the matter. Proponents advocating for the discovery assert that the existence of distinct fingerprints offers convincing proof regarding the extraterrestrial source of the alien entity. They highlight the detailed procedures and thorough examination carried out by specialists, reinforcing the credibility of the results. This breakthrough prompts profound inquiries into the essence of life outside our planet and challenges our comprehension of the universe. The presence of these unique fingerprints not only supports the claim of the alien body's origin from beyond Earth, but also invites contemplation on the potential implications for humanity's perception of existence in a vast cosmos. Others have questioned whether these discoveries are hybrids. The reported identification of an extraterrestrial being possessing distinct fingerprints carries profound implications for humanity's perception of the cosmos and our position in it. Should this discovery be verified, it would mark a significant advancement in our pursuit of comprehending the enigmas surrounding life beyond Earth. Such confirmation would not only represent a groundbreaking achievement, but also challenge established beliefs regarding evolution and the biological realm, prompting a reassessment of the potential diversity and intricacies of organisms existing elsewhere in the universe. This revelation has the potential to reshape our understanding of the vast expanse of the cosmos and the potential existence of life forms that differ significantly from those known to us. The breakthrough has the potential to transform the field of forensic science significantly and revolutionize the way fingerprint analysis is approached, presenting fresh perspectives on the origins and variety of life in the vast universe. Delving into the unique characteristics of extraterrestrial life forms' fingerprints may reveal valuable insights into their evolutionary trajectories and biological diversities, contributing to a deeper understanding of the intricate mechanisms that shape life across the cosmos. Scientists have just announced that scans on the two aliens presented in Mexico suggest that they are not assembled or manipulated. Scientists and academics, in their ongoing effort to maintain credibility and uphold scientific rigor, have refuted the veracity of the findings presented by these researchers, regarding them as yet another publicity stunt. In Mexico City, medical professionals working at a laboratory conducted X-ray and CT scans on the bodies, utilizing advanced imaging techniques to examine and analyze them in detail. In terms of uncovering the truth behind the alleged hybrid bodies found in Mexico, it is important to note that José de Jesus Zelki Benitez, the director of the Health Sciences Research Institute of the Secretary of the Navy, led the investigations and concluded that there was no evidence of assembly or manipulation of the bodies. This finding directly contradicts previous suggestions that the bodies were constructed using a combination of animal and human bones. As curiosity surrounding the alien body grew, researchers decided to subject it to a series of scientific tests, including X-ray imaging, to reveal its internal structure and composition. The X-rays unveiled startling details about the creature's anatomy, including a peculiar metal implant lodged in its neck, a discovery that only deepened the mystery surrounding its origin and purpose. The presence of the metal implant fueled speculation about the creature's origins and its potential connection to extraterrestrial beings. Some suggested that the implant served as a tracking device or communication device, allowing the creature to interact with its alien counterparts or navigate unfamiliar terrain. Others proposed more sinister explanations, such as experimentation or manipulation by unknown forces. The purported discovery of an alien body in Peru and the revelation of the metal implant have profound implications for humanity and our understanding of the universe. If confirmed, the discovery could represent a paradigm shift in our understanding of life beyond Earth, confirming that we are not alone in the cosmos. Speculation abounds about the origins and motivations of the alleged alien body, with theories ranging from interstellar travelers to clandestine government experiments. Some suggest that the creature may have crash-landed on Earth in a UFO, while others propose that it may be a genetically engineered being created by advanced civilizations. The possibility of extraterrestrial life has long intrigued humanity, fueling speculation, fascination, and scientific inquiry. Imagine a scenario in which this age-old question is definitively answered, and the existence of intelligent beings from other worlds is revealed to be real. The revelation of extraterrestrial life would constitute a seismic shift in our scientific understanding of the cosmos. For centuries, humanity has pondered the question of whether we are alone in the universe. The confirmation of alien life would validate the notion that life is not unique to Earth, but rather a common occurrence throughout the cosmos. This paradigm shift would revolutionize fields such as astrobiology, astronomy, and planetary science, prompting new avenues of research and exploration as scientists strive to understand the nature and diversity of extraterrestrial life forms. The discovery of extraterrestrial life would catalyze a wave of technological advancements as humanity endeavors to study, communicate with, and potentially visit these newfound neighbors in the cosmos. Breakthroughs in space exploration technologies, such as faster-than-light propulsion systems, advanced telescopes, and interstellar communication devices, would enable humanity to venture further into the cosmos and establish contact with alien civilizations. Moreover, the need to protect Earth from potential threats posed by extraterrestrial visitors would spur the development of enhanced planetary defense systems and surveillance technologies. Alien disclosure would have profound cultural and societal implications, reshaping our collective worldview and sense of identity. The revelation that we are not alone in the universe would foster a sense of cosmic interconnectedness and solidarity among humanity, transcending national borders, political divides, and cultural differences. It would inspire a newfound sense of wonder and curiosity about the cosmos, igniting a global renaissance of science, exploration, and discovery. In the vast expanse of the Nevada desert, there lies a place of mystery and intrigue, the Tonopah Test Range. Known for its association with classified military activities and rumored extraterrestrial encounters, this remote desert facility has long captured the imaginations of people. It was against this backdrop that one online user, an amateur archaeologist and self-proclaimed explorer of the unknown, found himself drawn to the mysteries of the Tonopah Test Range. Armed with little more than a laptop and an internet connection, the man reported that he spent countless hours scouring satellite imagery of the Nevada desert in search of anomalies that might hint at hidden secrets beneath the surface. It was during one of these late-night browsing sessions that he stumbled upon something truly remarkable, a pyramid-shaped structure nestled amidst the desolate terrain of the Tonopah Test Range. At first glance, it appeared to be nothing more than a trick of light and shadow, a mirage conjured by the harsh desert sun. But as he zoomed in closer, he realized that what he had discovered was no mere illusion. It was a solid black pyramid, its geometric form unmistakable against the backdrop of the desert landscape. Excited by his discovery, he set out to learn more about the mysterious structure he had uncovered. Using satellite imagery and topographical maps, he carefully plotted his course, determined to reach the pyramid and unlock the secrets it held within. However, he quickly realized that due to its location, he would never be able to get close to it, and so he decided to upload photographs of it to social media. Interestingly, occurrences of mysterious objects in the desert have been noted before, prompting speculation that these vast, barren areas serve as ideal sites for experimental activities. The idea that deserts are conducive environments for conducting experiments has triggered discussions and theories among researchers and enthusiasts. Military installations in deserts are often regarded as ideal locations for conducting secretive experiments away from the prying eyes of the public for several compelling reasons. These barren, uninhabited expanses offer a level of seclusion and security that is difficult to replicate in more densely populated areas, making them well suited for the clandestine activities of military and government agencies. Firstly, the vast and desolate nature of deserts provides a natural barrier against unwanted intrusion. With vast stretches of arid land devoid of significant human habitation, deserts offer a degree of isolation and concealment that is crucial for keeping sensitive operations under wraps, and this isolation minimizes the risk of accidental exposure or interference from civilians, journalists, or competing nations, allowing military installations to operate with a greater degree of secrecy and autonomy. Moreover, the harsh environmental conditions of deserts serve as a deterrent to unauthorized access. Extreme temperatures, shifting sand dunes, and rugged terrain make deserts inhospitable and challenging to navigate without proper equipment and training. As a result, potential trespassers are deterred from attempting to breach the perimeter of military installations, further enhancing the security and confidentiality of the facilities. Additionally, the remote location of desert installations affords greater control over access and surveillance. Military bases situated in deserts often have well-defined perimeters secured by fencing, checkpoints, and surveillance technology, allowing authorities to monitor and control entry and exit points with precision. This enables military personnel to screen individuals and vehicles entering the installation, mitigating the risk of unauthorized personnel gaining access to sensitive areas. Furthermore, the expansive and open terrain of deserts provides ample space for conducting large-scale experiments and test flights without interference. Whether testing new weapons systems, conducting training exercises, or experimenting with advanced technologies, military installations in deserts offer the freedom and flexibility to operate without constraints imposed by urban development or airspace restrictions. This expansive testing ground allows military agencies to push the boundaries of innovation and explore cutting-edge capabilities in a controlled environment. Moreover, the remote and isolated nature of desert installations minimizes the risk of collateral damage or public scrutiny in the event of accidents or mishaps. In the event of an unforeseen incident, such as a test failure or equipment malfunction, the sparsely populated surroundings of deserts reduce the likelihood of harm to civilians or damage to civilian infrastructure, thereby mitigating the potential fallout and public backlash. Lastly, the secrecy surrounding military installations in deserts serves to protect classified information and maintain strategic advantage. By conducting experiments and operations away from public scrutiny, military agencies can safeguard sensitive technologies, tactics, and intelligence from adversaries seeking to gain an edge. This clandestine approach allows military installations to maintain a veil of secrecy around their activities, preserving the element of surprise and strategic ambiguity crucial for national security. The Madison County Sheriff's Office posted the following on social media. The Madison County Sheriff's Office is investigating the passing and mutilation of cattle along TXOSR. Ranchers reported that a 6-year-old Longhorn Cross cow had been found lying on her side, deceased and disfigured on their ranch. A straight, clean cut, with apparent precision, had been made to remove the hide around the cow's mouth on one side, leaving the meat under the removed hide untouched. The tongue was also completely removed from the body with no blood spill. It was noted there were no signs of struggle, and the grass around the cow was undisturbed. No footprints or tire tracks were noted in the area. Ranchers also reported that no predators or birds would scavenge the remains of the cow, leaving it to decay untouched for several weeks. While looking into the Longhorn Cross's passing, 5 other similar occurrences involving 4 adult cows and 1 yearling were reported along the area of OSR running into Brazos County, as well as Robertson County. Each incident occurred in different locations, pastures, and herds. The other cows were found in the same condition, lying on one side with the exposed side of their face cut along the jawline and the tongue, once again completely removed. On 2 of the 5 cows, a circular cut was made, removing the insides. This circular cut was made with the same precision as the cuts noted around the jawlines of each cow. Just like the first, there were no signs of struggle or disturbance in the grass, no blood spill, and no noticeable tracks. No predators or birds would scavenge the remains for several weeks after the animals passed. The cause of the expirations of all 6 cows remains unknown. Multiple similar incidents have been reported across the United States, and we are actively coordinating with other agencies to find answers. Please notify the Madison County Sheriff's Office if you or someone you know observes any similar occurrences. End quote. Cattle mutilation is a phenomenon in which cattle and other livestock are found in mysterious circumstances, often with their insides removed or mangled in a precise and surgical manner. This has been a topic of debate and controversy for several decades, with many speculating that advanced beings or secret government agencies are responsible for the mutilations. Oddly enough, many of these instances happen within the span of a few hours, with ranchers and eyewitnesses reporting that no human could have done this in such a short time span. One of the first reported cases dates back to the late 1960s in the United States, but ranchers have said that these strange events go back even further, and note that it was in the 1960s that the reports were picked up by newspapers. Farmers and ranchers began to notice their livestock passing away in strange ways, saying that in many cases, the animals were found with their udders, tongues, and eyes removed, as well as strange circular marks on their skin. The marks appeared to be cauterized or burned, suggesting the use of some kind of surgical tool. The animals were also found without any signs of struggle or predation, leading to speculation that something otherworldly was responsible. Over the years, several theories have emerged to explain what is happening, with some believing that advanced beings are responsible, using the animals for medical experimentation or to study the effects of Earth's environment. Others believe that the government or military is involved, using the animals to test biological weapons or to experiment with advanced surgical techniques. But those who've studied the phenomenon have said that why would government officials risk getting caught, noting that the government owns private land and that it would be much easier to do this on some government facility rather than sneaking into a random farm. The Upper Ohio River Valley investigation. The earliest known study into sudden cattle expirations of the modern day began in the state of Ohio back in 1966, when an investigator known as John Keel began to look into a series of unexplainable cases that were recorded around the Upper Ohio River Valley. The cattle seemed to have passed away due to bizarre circumstances that were otherwise impossible to have occurred naturally. Instances of animal autopsies showed that a number of cattle had passed away shortly after falling from a great height, despite the fact that the pastures were wide expanses of flat, endless land, with no heights great enough to have caused the injuries recorded. Other instances noted that the cattle appeared to have been cut up with precision tools that created perfectly straight lines in the livestock in their thick hide that would have required special surgical equipment. A list of consistent findings were the following. Many of the livestock expirations were made with clean surgical cuts that would have required precise tools and equipment. Many of the cattle found had been completely drained of blood, showed no sign of spillage in the surrounding area, or any form of clotting surrounding their wounds. Over 90% of the cattle that was targeted was between the age of 4 to 5 years old. No footprints, spillage, tracks, or evidence of any other animal nearby could be found, including the tracks of the animal that had been found. These discoveries and subsequent livestock investigations stayed within the farming communities for several decades, without the general public aware of the events. One theory as to why mysterious aircrafts might be interested in cattle is related to the idea that they are using the animals for scientific research. Many of the body parts that are removed in cattle exploration cases are similar to those that would be taken in a scientific study. For example, the eyes might be removed to study the retina, or the organs might be taken to study the effects of radiation on cells. Some researchers also believe that the explorations are a form of biological sampling in order to study the effects of environmental toxins on the animals, with ranchers saying that strange burn marks have sometimes been found etched into the ground, and that there's been high levels of radiation measured after one of these explorations has happened. Another theory is that the cattle explorations are part of a larger agenda. Some people believe that mysterious aircrafts are interested in cattle because they are using them as a food source. Others believe that the explorations are part of a program where the animals are being genetically altered in some way. Although scientists and researchers have said that there is no concrete evidence to support these claims, as of right now, they remain popular among enthusiasts. Some researchers have also proposed that the explorations may be related to experimentation or surveillance. They suggest that some unknown agency may be testing new technology on cattle or using the animals as part of a surveillance program. While this theory is also largely unsupported, it is not outside the realm of possibility given the history of government experimentation on both animals and humans. The mystery of the Skinwalker Ranch encounter. Skinwalker Ranch is no stranger to the supernatural. In fact, the area is so familiar with the unexplainable that it led to a joint investigation between the privately owned company Bigelow Aerospace and the United States government's military, the Department of Defense. Over a period of about 20 years, a joint investigation was made to uncover the cause of the paranormal, supernatural, and mysterious sightings made across the area and determine whether or not the cause was a threat to national security. This led to the purchasing of a piece of land that would later be referred to as the Skinwalker Ranch, due to the region's massive amount of sightings of a mysterious humanoid monster known as the Skinwalker. Interestingly enough, over the 20 years of investigation, a surprising amount of evidence came forward that would help to explain the previously believed paranormal causes into something far more evident of advanced technologies. One of the strangest examples of supernatural encounters from the Gorman family was that of the instantaneous cattle exploration that took place no more than about 20 feet away from them as they fed their livestock. According to the Gorman family, their cattle had been in a small field together with a baby calf resting beside its mother as the cows were being fed. Suddenly, the family claimed that the mother cow began bellowing sadly as it ran in circles with a partial limp that seemed to be a form of temporary paralysis. When the family walked to the cow to see what was wrong, they noticed that the calf had been opened up and picked completely clean with a precision that was more akin to surgical tools, and this happened in the few seconds it took them to walk from the calf down the field 20 feet and then back again. When the researchers investigated the exploration, they found that the hide of the calf was too thick to have been cut by a knife and would have required surgical tools and a large amount of time to have performed the procedure, leaving behind nothing but an untouched head and a skeleton picked completely clean. It's for this reason that some have suggested that a time slip might be happening within this area, pointing out that it's impossible for something like this to be carried out in such little time, saying that the area where this is located is completely open and that they would have seen vehicles or people running away. Oddly enough, although these stories seem like a work of fiction, there's so many ranchers throughout the area that report the same thing and have said that the problem is so bad that it's causing some of them to close down their business. One of the earliest investigations into cattle explorations was conducted in the 1970s by the FBI. The agency was brought in to investigate the exploration of a cow in New Mexico, which was found with its udder removed and completely drained. The FBI conducted an extensive investigation, including collecting physical evidence and interviewing witnesses. However, they were unable to determine the cause of the exploration and concluded that it was likely the result of natural causes or predators. Since then, many other investigations have been conducted into cattle explorations, with various organizations trying to find an explanation for the phenomenon. Many prominent organizations have investigated these mysterious events, and have concluded that hundreds of cases of cattle expirations are not caused by people playing pranks, and that many of their investigations have suggested that advanced activity may be involved. According to these investigations, many of the cattle expirations they have investigated exhibit strange characteristics that suggest the involvement of advanced beings. These characteristics include the surgical precision of the cuts made on the animals, the apparent lack of blood at the scene, and the absence of tracks or footprints near the site of the expiration. In some cases, witnesses have also reported seeing strange lights or objects in the sky around the time of the expiration. Despite these claims, there is still no conclusive evidence linking cattle expiration to advanced activity or any other cause. Some skeptics suggest that the expiration are simply the work of human pranksters, while others believe that natural causes or predators are responsible. In some cases, it has been suggested that the expiration may be the result of animal testing by private organizations. As investigations into cattle expirations continue, it is clear that there is still much that is unknown about this strange phenomenon. However, the interest in and attention given to these cases have helped to raise awareness of the importance of investigating unexplained phenomena and the need for scientific rigor in such investigations. The ongoing search for answers also underscores the importance of keeping an open mind and considering all possible explanations, no matter how unlikely they may seem. As of right now, cattle expirations remain a mysterious phenomenon that has intrigued and puzzled investigators for decades. While many investigations have been conducted into these cases, the cause of the expirations remains unknown. The involvement of advanced activity has been suggested, but no conclusive evidence has been found to support this theory. As investigations into cattle expirations continue, it is important to approach the phenomenon with an open mind and a commitment to scientific rigor in the hope of one day unraveling the mystery behind these bizarre occurrences. So, what do you make of these mysterious cattle expirations? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.